So, hello dear students, I'm glad to see you. So we're going to start. So, last time some students asked me to repeat the first class, the first presentation. And as I can see, some of you are agreeing to continue with the new chapter. Some of you are saying to repeat first one. So, I hope all of you are already here, already joined the class, most of you. So let me repeat the first class very shortly, okay? Because we have a little time for the session. Then we continue with the new topic, okay? So I'm going to repeat the first chapter very shortly. It's about the HRM introduction to human resource management. So I hope you are already here, all of you, and can hear me clearly. So because I'm going to start. So here is. Okay, first part is about the introduction. What is actually we are going to study what is human resource management, the meanings of HRM, the objectives, and we are going to compare the personal management with the HRM. So we have two kinds of definition of human resource management from the two sides. The first is say that the HRM is the process of managing people in the organization in the structured and thorough manner. And the second says that the HRM encompasses the management of people in the organization from a macro perspective. What is this? Actually, let's see. So actually, human resource management, what is a human? That means we are managing the people, human resources, and it's about the utilization of human resources. It means effectively using the human capital in the organization. What to achieve its organizational objectives, right? And the overall goal is maximize human capital. Maximize human capital, which should be integrated with the maximizing the company's profit, right? Let's see the next one. So here is four main objectives of the HR activity, the human resource activity. First is about the staffing. Staffing means the hiring in new people. Staffing when the right people with the right their skills and knowledge and experiences are being in the right company at the right time. So here is the most important in the staffing when we have the proper structure of the organizational resources. When we have a contract between the employees and employer, means between the staff and the company, with all the conditions that would be meet the employees and the employers too. And the most important also the attractive employment packages. What it means when we provide, when I say we, I mean the company, the organization, the management. When we provide the attractive salaries, reward the people, some training programs, some development opportunities in the foreseeable future, and when we provide the good cooperative environment in the organizations. And second objective is about the performance. Performance, when we say performance, we mean the performance of the employees. In the performance, very important, the motivation programs, which includes the training and development programs. When we develop people, when we give special training programs, and the reward systems. The reward system means when we reward people for their achievement. The rewards could be the financial, for example, when we pay some bonuses, cash, in the cash money, and some non-financial rewards, like when we provide the free insurance packages, as example. So, and about the motivation programs, about the reward system, we are going to study in details in the latest chapters. So the third objective is about the change management. What is change management? The change management could be happening in any organizations. When it happens, that means that some external and internal change affects the companies. Like political changes happen in the country, they will affect the company, impact the company means. When the economical, the social, new technological, for example, some legal the changes, all these changes would impact the companies. And of course, the company have to be changed for these conditions. And here is the recruitment of the change agents. We say that with the leader skills is required. That means we hire the special people with the leadership skills, which is run the changes in the company. So, okay. Just one, I have some questions. Let me see first. So, some of you ask me what is a PESTEL. This is if you have done the management strategy class, you should be taught about the PESTEL analysis. This is external analysis. The P for political changes. The political factors affect the company. E for economical factors. S is for social factors that affect the companies. T for technological. If the new technology would become in the country. E is for environment. When the environment in the country would be changed, anything would be. And L is for legalization, means for the changes in the law. So this is we call the external analysis, the PESTEL one. If you would like so, maybe I would give you some information on this. So, and the fourth, the last objectives of the HR activity is about administration. What is administration? The HR department is responsible for the policies of the companies, like the lawful payment, the deduction of taxation. When we pay, of course, they deduct the taxes from our salaries, as you know. For example, in some countries, people pay their taxes from their salaries only. They go special the tax department and pay the taxation. But most of our organizations, they deduct the taxes from our salaries automatically, right? And we receive a salary after taxation. What else we have in the administration is national insurance. It depends on the country. Some country, like USA, for example, in European country, they provide the free insurance to the employees. And the company, which is HR department, is responsible for this act. What else? The payment of pension. Also, as a taxation, the HR department is responsible to deduct the pension from our salaries, right? Statutory sick pay and statutory maternity pay. This is when the women are delivering the child. Of course, some organizations pay some maternity pay. What else? Also, national minimum wage. In every country, we have some minimum wages. It depends on the country, depends on the situation, economic situation, and also the working time regulations. Also, the HR department is responsible for time regulations in the company. Most of the company works as a standard time, 9 to 6, or we can say 8 to 5, for example. Some of have a shifting time, maybe, like for example, like a forex companies, which is working on the forexes, forex market. They have some shifting time, for example. They work 24 hours a day. And for example, the employees work 80 hours, and it would be changed during the whole day. So this is the main objectives of HR activity. There's no question, right? Okay? If any questions so far about the objectives, we do continue first. Okay. So the primary goal, the main goal of human resources activities is to create compatibility, integration between the individual's continued development and the organization economic performance. Means we have to be integrated the individuals development. That means the employees to develop their skills, their knowledges, and it should be linked with the organization's performance. How the organization perform with the organization's profit, with the organization's the rising of the for example, the shareholder values and so on. So let's see the next one. So here is given to you the main, the responsibility of the HR manager. So here is given to you as recruiting, hiring people, the training people, the organization development people. That means developing some development programs, communication, the performance management, the coaching, policy recommendations, some salary and benefits, team building, employee relations, and leadership. I think this all familiar for you. If no questions so far, we can continue. So some of you are asking me, what is the create compatibility? Compatibility means create the integration, the links between the two parts. First would be the employees, and the second would be the organizations. So create the link between these two parts. There's some of you asking me the coaching. Coaching seems as a training people. That's all. Yes. Let's see the next one. So here is given to you in the figure 1 the main roles and objectives of HRM. So as we have seen already, the objectives is performance, staffing, change management, administration, right? And about the roles, HRM, that means what kind of position we have in the human resource department. So here is we have some, first is the human resource generalist, the top managers in the human resource department, the line managers, as you can see, the human resource specialists, some consultants and advisors could be, and subcontractors, the outsiders we can say. So next one. So let's see the difference between the personal management, the old management that we used in previously, and compare with the new human resource management. Here is personal management is workforce centered. That means it's like the centered, focusing on the workforce, that on the employees' performance only, and directly mainly at the organization employees. So it includes defining and training people, arranging for them to be paid, arranging the salaries, they explain the management expectation, what we would like to get, what kind of production, the justifying the management actions, satisfy work-related needs. Needs means what kind of needs employees would like to, like maybe insurances, special rebates, and so on. Dealing with their problems, that means the management will deal with employees' problems if they would so act, and seeking to modify the management action that could produce and welcome employee responses. So this is all kind of action that personal management is responsible for. So here is I have some questions. What is justifying the management action? That means uh, when the employees work in the company, what they are producing, and the quality production from the employee. That is means they justify the management actions. Like we as managers, for example, as top managers, they justify our the responsibilities to be managed the peoples. This would be linked with the production, with the means with the results we get from the employee they do work. Okay, next one. Yes, by our employees, right? So, what about HRM? This is resource-centered. It's documented as the management need for human resources to be provided and deployed. So we do focus on our resources that we need for, and it greater emphasis on the planning. Like that means it's centered firstly on the planning. The HRM is first is the most important when we do plan our human resources, when we do monitoring them, getting feedback, and controlling that it's just mediation, just forcing the people to work. And next one is the problem solving is undertaken with other members of management human resource issues rather than directly with employees or the representative. Okay, what that means? That means when some problems would happen in the organizations, problems means the employees' problem, they will solve this problem with their top managers directly, not as the bureaucracy before was before that, through the HR department, then it goes to CEO, and then would be solved by the CEO, comes to away. So this is directly when you have some, for example, when you have some problems, that means the working condition problems in your company, you can directly say to your top manager, to your managers, to your which under you are working, and solve it. It would be very easily and fast, quickly. So you, after that, you would continue your job. So that's all. So let's see the next one. Here is given to the boxes with the main difference of the HRM and personal management. So some of you say, what is the resource-centered? Okay, go to back. Resource-centered, that for today, nowadays, the companies more, they are resource-centered. That means they are focusing on the people needs, on the people development, their trainings, to get the quality work of their employees, to get the special rarity knowledge and skills with the very let's say rich experiences, and to get the organization's goals. This is resource-centered. Today we are all focusing on the people, okay? Because the people in the organization, they are main resources of the organization. Not the production, we can say, not the like goods and services. Most the first important, let's say, the part of the organization, like the fundamental, is the people. When we do manage people in the right way, we can get what we would like to, what we are planning for. That is resource-centered. As just to compare with the previously, as the personal management. Before, as you know, when we had the production, the highly production, most of companies, they just focused on the goods and services, on the productions processes. That's all. They won't care about the people, about the working people condition. Do you remember how, for example, your parents worked, under what condition they have worked in the companies, in the organization, in the fabrics, for example? It's are different with today's with our conditions or working conditions, as example. Most of company are providing some free training programs, right? Some development programs to encourage us to get a new knowledge and skills, for example. They provide some free insurances, a free car, like to get some transportation, like a car or something else. So this is the differences between the old, efficient, the personal management with the today in use human resource management. Okay, no, any questions so far? So yeah, if I'm too fast, just let me know. I'm trying to complete all things in one session. So here is the box. You can see the main difference of personal management and human resource management. You can read it your own. If you have some question between of these two things, just let me know in the boxes. Here is we have. Okay, that box is the last one. Structure that we have to. So here is the human resource management says that deals with the macro issues, as the personal management deals with the micro issues. Macro, okay. In the HRM, what it means macro? Means with the big, very important issues, like if it's happening in the company. The personal management deals with the micro issues, with the small problems that is consider only people management. That's all. And what else? You can see that the HRM is a more global, strategic function, and it's for consider for the long term. It looks at the organization needs more, since that's important and more strategic for today. Because the second our session would be about the strategic HRM. So some of you ask me what is proactive. Proactive means more widely, considering widely issues and the problems in the companies. What else? Any questions so far? So ad hoc and short term. The personal management is the strategy of the personal management is continuous for the short term. Means for example, if the strategies would be takes only short time to get what the companies need for, and the ad hoc is not as strategic as the human resource management. It's like the personal management considering the managing people only. That's all. So here is, let's see the next one. The HRM is reports direct to the CEO, as I told you previously. And then the personal manager reports through the line manager. It's more bureaucracy, takes time to solve any problems. And the HRM is contributes to decision making in the company, which means decision making that the overall organization's objectives. And it's more business needs, and key relation is customer. That means the HR department, for example, HR management is closely integrated with the customer relationship. As if you know about CRM, the customer relationship management, I think you should have this kind of under marketing classes. So today is the human resource management. The managing the people is closely integrated with the customer relationship of the company. So that means we train people to get our customers, to acquire the customers. We train people especially to acquire as much as we can. So what else? Some of you asked me the last box. Actually, the key relations. What about? Actually, I'm sorry. Okay, slide 11. You want to get about the last boxes? Okay, human resource management here she says that is seen as important strategic in the organization, in the overall organization. Then the personal management, it was just seen as not so important. That means the department of the personal management before it was not so important as for today. Yes, here is, sorry, personal 1N is just grammar mistake. So, any questions so far about this box? No far about the direct, the reports to direct, and so on. Okay, this about the human resource management. Today it has a fast speed of decision making than the previously, because as we have studied before, is direct to CEO when we have some problems, and what else? Direct communication. So we have a direct communication between employees and employers. That means if you have any problems, you just can solve it with your top managers, or just go to CEO and get your solutions. Facilitation is the price management skills, performance related. So now today is the companies, most of the companies, they pay their salaries and revenues based on the performance, right? Then previously we have just get the evaluation of the jobs. That means we paid the salary for the employees based on the production, based on the results. So, okay, that's curious. So today HRM is works towards the individual contracts. Then previously we had some standard contracts. Job design is more team working, as you know, and previously it has some divisions of labor that just mean departments only. So today is team working. Like team working would be integrated with different departments like marketing, sales, let's say what else, financial, and so on. It's very important. Today is very important. The managing the climate and culture in the company. As you know, we have different people working in the organization. So it's very important that the company meets the needs of each employee. And today companies are learning companies. What that means? The HRM today would has a special contract with the learning companies about the training programs. They provide you the special development and training programs. We have a low standardizations. That means, for example, it would be considered about the timing. When we do work, we can be work on the part-time working or evening time working and so on. Then previously we have some just standard time working. So that's all. So if not any question about the first session, about the introduction, we can continue with the second one. Okay, here is I have a question about the high standardization and low standardization examples. Here is in HR that example Example could be under contract, for example. Previously, the companies they prepare the contract with the standard condition for all employees. Never mind under what department they are working. I'm talking about the timing and the salaries and maybe waivers and job evaluation. Today we have some individual contracts, and low standardization means very less standards under which employees working. Like for example, we can get 2 employees which is working on the sales department. They have same position, for example, but they can be worked under different conditions. They can get different salaries because they have some individual contract. It would be based on what kind of knowledge, skills, and experience that people have, and how they perform their jobs. Some of can be get very good, for example. Maybe some of no. Maybe some get some of them gets more time to finish their project. Some would be very fastly working. It depends on the people. Now we are all depending on the people. That means depends on their skills, on their knowledge, on their performance. So that is low standardization and high standardization. Some asking me about the training and development programs. So most of organizations today, they provide a very rich training programs to people to increase their knowledge and skills than previously. For example, have you asked your parents do they have any training and development programs in their organization when they previously? Like we can say the training programs as like MBA course also could be seen as a training programs. And what else? Some qualified training programs which would be specialized on your positions, on your professions. So what else? So that's all. So if any question, I can see that's so about training program. Example of change at the agent of change agent. Okay, this is like previously we have seen the main HR objective is change management. You remember? So when the change happens in the company, when we say change, that means that the change will affect all the company's performance, its structures, the company's structure and performance. Maybe it would be affect the company's production, like goods, services would be changed. So to manage these, to get a new changes, to move to the new patterns, we hired the special agent of change in the human resource management. The people with the leadership skills, with the special knowledges and skills which they know, which is qualified for these changes. Like as example, you have some new equipment in the organization, like the company has bought some new equipment. So for this equipment, for example, if you have no knowledge and experience how to work with that, the company is hiring agents, the people, the professional people, the qualified people which knows how to work with this equipment, and they training just simple employees, the existing employees in the company, to work with that equipment. For example, this is just example one. Also, it could be like changes could be happen like as example, when in the company the change coincide the CEO. When we have a new CEO and our new manager, let's say that we can say managing director, general director comes to the company with a new vision, with a new strategy. And he wants to change the company structure, for example, the company strategies and visions and goals, objectives, everything, yes? And this would be not so hard if we have special agents, special people who help us how we can get the new vision, how we can move to the new requirements of our new CEO, let's say. So this is about the agent of change. So that's also, if not any question about the first topic, which is Introduction to Human Resource Management, we can continue with the second one, which is about the Strategic Human Resource Management. Let's see. So today is a new topic about the strategic HRM and the HR planning. So this is very important topics. Let's see the structure of the topic. So we are going to study about the strategic HRM, the role of HRM in the business strategy, and the strategy of HRM in the business. This is two different things. About the human resource planning and analyzing and forecasting the human resource needs. Let's see what is it. So here is given you the definition of the strategic HRM. So the Boxall and Stigl argue that there is no need to prove the relationship between the firm performance or the company and the labor management, as it's self-evident that the quality of human resource management is a critical influence on the performance of the firm. So that means the Boxall and Stigl says that there is a very close relationship between the company's performance and the people management. That the people management will influence the company performance, and also the company's goals and objectives will influence the people management. Here is we have a very closely integration between the company performance and the people management. So what is the strategic HRM? Here is given to SHRM, that means strategic HRM. It's linking the HRM with the strategic goals and objectives, and in order to improve the business performance, develop the organizational cultures that foster the innovation and flexibility. And it's format the executing the HR systems. That means the HR posts and the activity that produce the employee competencies and the behaviors the company's strategic aims. So here is said that the strategic goals of the human resource management, the specially objective to improve the business performance. What? To get the innovation and the flexibility in the organization cultures, in the organizations means. And here is the HR policies and activities very important in formulating the HR systems. Okay, in the figure 1, you can see that the framework which is developed by the Gary Dessler, the linking the corporate and HR strategies. I have some question. What is the foster means? Foster means when you pushing the foster people. The training people, foster people. Okay. Okay, some of you just have question for the previously slide. Just explain this the strategy. They explain the strategy. Okay, here is the just very simple. The strategic HRM. That means when the human resource management is strategy links with the company strategy. That's all. When they have a common goals and objectives, that means to improve, for example, to improve the company's performance, to improve the company's profit, to get the innovation, to develop, to get the new flexibility. That means to be changeable for any changes. It happens to faster change, for the new, for example, new technologies, for the new innovations. This is just very simple, like when the human resource management strategy is the same as the business strategy. They are familiar. They have the common goals, and when between them have very close links, that they do work under, for example, HRM strategy work under the business strategy, and business strategy work for the HRM strategy. And here we say that HR policies and activities. This is very important when we prepare the policies and activities in the company, and they have produced them the needs for the employees to get the business aims, to get the business goals and objectives. What we have said, like to increase the production, to increase the company's profit, to get for example, to enter the new markets, to acquire the customers. So this is about the links between the HRM strategy and the business strategy. So let's see. Later you can see more details about the strategic HRM, because this is only first slides. Let's see the next one. Here is see the framework of the linking corporate and the HR strategies. Here is in the link we can see that the company's competitive environment. What is the company's competitive environment? What kind of factors would affect the company? It's economical, some political, demographic, competitive, some technological trends will affect the companies, right? And from this perspective, we do prepare the company strategic situation. It will give that when this kind of factors affect the companies, they would be seen in the company strategic situation. Also, as you can see, just wanna to show you just one. Here is this is the company's competitive environment will affect the company, the situation, existing situation, and the company internal strengths and weaknesses. That we have some strengths and weaknesses of the company also affect the company situation, right? And to lead this, to get a solution for if you have some problems with the external trends or with the internal strengths, we do prepare the company strategic plans. That means, should we expand geographically? That means this about the company strategy. That should we expand to geography? Should we open the new branches in the new countries? Cut costs. Should we cut costs to get to increase our profits? Diversify. Should we diversify our risks? And also, this plan will affect the company's HR strategies. That means, what are the basic causes of action that HR pursue when it's recruiting, selecting, training, and apprising the people? That means, What the HR manager do when they select and train and apprise the people? What kind of action that would be efficient to select, to recruit, select the quality employees, to train them, to apprise in the right way. And this shows in the organization performance results, right? Can you see the links between these boxes, between the company HR strategy, between the company plans with the organization performance? And all these are integrated as the company's environment of the company, the external factor that affect the company, some internal. So this is a framework that was produced by the Gary Dessler, that he says that just in simple words, that the company's plan, that the HR strategies, like external factor and internal factor of the companies, all are integrated, the link between each other, and also with the organization performance. And when they link each other, their processes, their policies under which they are working will affect the organization performance. We can see in the results of the companies. Like results, when I say results, that means in the company's production, like goods and services. That's so. Okay, I have some questions about diversify. Diversify, that means should we diversify? Should we get a new kind of employees in our company? For example, when you expand the geographically, when you open the new branches of your company in the different countries, yes? As example, do you need new staff to get, for example, the employees from that companies? For example, they can get trained in your main branch of the company. Diversify, get a new kind of employees with different knowledge, skills, with different cultures. This is about the diversify. Okay, let's see the next one. So in the HRM we have a three theoretical approach to the strategic HRM. So the first one is found that in the content that there is one best way of managing human resources in order to improve the business performance. The second one focuses on the need to align the employment policy and practice with the requirements of the business strategy, in order that the latter will be achieved and the business will be successful. And third is the more recent approach in the strategic HRM is derived from the resource-based view of the firm and proceeds with the value of human capital. So that means the first approach in the human resource management in the strategic HRM, first one. That means we have just one way to manage the people, to improve the business performance. The second says that not just one way, also the policies and practices should be meet with the business strategy. And third one says that the resource-based view, which is of the company, should be valued in the human capital. So let's see each other in details. What does that mean? What is that kind of theoretical approach that we use in the strategic HRM? First one is the universal approach. So Gates described that the 4 policy goals as follows. Here is that he says that the 4 goals is very important to get a quality strategic HRM. The first one is strategic integration. That means integration between the company and the human resource strategy. Second one is a commitment. That means the employee's commitment, employees' responsibilities in front of the company, in front of the company's objectives and goals. And what is flexibility? Flexibility means the employees' flexibility for the changes, that the employees have to be flexible for any change that happens in the company. Flexible, that means they have to every day they have to acquire a new kind of skills and knowledge to be flexible in the under the for example, new projects. The quality, that means the quality of employees. When we say the quality of employees, we mean the employees, their experiences, the past experiences, their knowledges, their special skills, what they have. And this is like 4 goals is very important in the university approach, in the strategic HRM. So, and the gap is these goals as a package only to be achieved to create the desired organization outcomes. That means all these 4 kinds of goals must be desired to get the organization performance, to get the organization outcomes. That means, for example, if we would like to improve our profits, if we would like to enter in new markets, so we have to get these 4 policy goals. On also, which is the outcomes could be as a high job performance, the problem solving, the changes in innovation, the cost effectiveness. This is considered the business strategy. Low employee turnover and absence and grievances. This is very important in the organization outcomes. Let's see the next the approach, fit or contingency approach. In this kind of strategic HRM approach, the HR strategy that means have to be fit with the demands of the business strategy. This is more, let's say, the more common strategy we use in the company, when the HR strategy fits with the business strategy. When the all HR policies and activities fit together so that they make a coherent whole, that means they make a one whole strategy, and they are reinforcing the people. So in this kind of things, Michael Porter said that as you can see, the fit point of view that all the firm's activities must be tailored to its to fit its strategy, and to ensure that the firm's functional strategy support its corporate and competitive strategies. So this is about that we have talked earlier about the close integration between the company the business strategy, and with the human resource management strategy. This in 2 words. So, and the last approach is the resource-based approach. The human resource can provide the competitive advantage for the business. This is about, this is very interesting. In some companies, for example, some companies, they are focused on the people only. For example, the people are their competitive advantage. And it means as long, here it says, as long they are unique and cannot be copied. That means your people, your employees in your company, they are unique. That means they are high professional, high qualified. They have skills. They know a few languages. They have some very rich experiences, as could be international one. And when we say that there is the people as a competitive advantage, that means they cannot be copied or substituted with the competitors. So that means that kind of people, as I told, they have to be, the resources need to be, that resources, when we say resources, the people should be valuable, that they must have everything that we need: experience, knowledge, skills, and so on. And we have to reward them based on their performance. Rarity means they are like unique, very unique. You can't just fire any employee and get a new one, because your people in the company, they are very unique with a special knowledge. You cannot just fire it. You have to keep it in the company. What is inimitable is also peerless. Like also we can say unique. This is a synonym for rarity, and not substitutable. That means you cannot change the people for a new one. Like we can say the substitute products. Do you know what is substitute products? Like a Pepsi and Coca-Cola. This is like Pepsi is substitute products for Coca-Cola, right? That Pepsi can be changed if we have no Coca-Cola in the market. But here is when we talk about the people. We cannot just fire and hire a new one, because these people cannot be changed for a new one, because he has some special, very high quality, its knowledge, skills, and so on. So this is a resource-based approach. Most of companies now today, they work under this approach. So any question about these approaches? We have done 3 approaches. So okay, I have some question about inimitable. That means unique, peerless, different, very different from each other. Like let's say he has or she has some special talent and cannot be changed to new employees. You have to keep this employee, give him quality reviews, high salaries, and provide the good conditions at the work. This is inimitable. That means different people, which is differ from the standard workers. Okay. So let's see the next one. Here is figure 2. You can see a model of human resource as a source of sustained competitive advantage. So today you have to remember that people in the company, they are very important, and they can be as a competitive advantage. Actually, they are competitive advantage. For example, for today, most of companies, they provide the services, right? Services. This is not the production. This is not about the goods. Some services. What is services? The services when we provide our knowledge, experience, and skills. This is our, let's say, sources. And here is this is a model shows us the integration between the human resource practices. That means that the very important in the company when you have qualified HR managers with like say widely experiences, because their practice is very important. Will be integrated with the human resource behavior. That means the employees' behavior, the employees' performance, how the employees, the people act in the company, and also is integrated with the human capital pool. What that means? Human capital pool. This is our people, the qualified people with special skills and knowledge in the different departments. This is a pool. People that pool means, the capital pool means people that we need for. And all these three very important, let's say, the factors will affect the sustained competitive advantage. They create the competitive advantage between the among all the other competitors. So I can't say you that today the employees in your company can be a very highly product. I cannot say product. They would be very highly advantage of your company among the others, in the market, among the other competitors. So some of you ask me capital pool. The human capital pool. This is people with the special knowledge, skills, experiences, the qualifications, the professionals. This is capital pool. The human resource is staff, employees. So let's see the next one. Okay, here is how we given to you another one framework, which is adopted from the Garrett Walker and the Randall. How we can translate our HR strategy to the HR policy and practices. This is very interesting. Let's see. So first, the basic model of how to align the HR strategy with the action with the business strategy. First, you have to formulate the business strategy. Of course, any company will formulate its business strategy. That means, what are the strategic goals of the businesses? What the main goals of the business we have? Then, we identify the workforce requirements. That means what kind of people we need for the company, with what kind of knowledge, skills, qualifications. And next one, the formulating the HR strategic policies and activities. So we formulate the administrative policies. So that means which HR strategies and practices will enable the HR to produce these employees' competence and behaviors. So what we have to done to get the high employees' performance, and then we have to develop our detailed HR scorecard measures. This is what is about the performance management. How can the HR measure whether it's executed well for the business? That means how we can measure the employees' performance. How we can measure, how we can evaluate their performance, their job. This is about the HR scorecard measures. So this is how we can translate our HR strategy to the HR policies and practices. Okay, the next one, right now we are going to continue with the HR planning. So we have done our topic about the HR strategy, about the strategic human resource management. Now you do know what is the strategic human resource management and how it links with the business strategy, right? And how it's important for the business strategy, for the business objectives, right? Now let's see the human resource planning. How we plan, how we make a plan to get the resources, the resource we need for. So here is the system and story identified the HR planning as one of the basic building blocks of a more strategic approach. So it's very important, that means. And what is the HR plan? It's a manpower plan. That means we planning of the people. That means we must have the right number of the people with the right knowledge, skills, experience in the right place at the right time, right? This is a planning. With the right people at the right time with the right skills. This is as the slogan of the HR managers. Okay, next scene. Here is in the figure 3, you can see the human strategic vision and strategic planning, how they are integrated. Like strategic planning, it includes providing the HR data, the HR information, the ideas, asking difficult questions, HR planning. And what is the strategic visioning? defining a vision of the future, the organizational and the human resources. And the strategic plan program the vision. That the HR objectives and targets and action plans are integrated with the visioning and the plan. So that means this is very important framework, which says that the strategic planning, visioning, and the HR objectives are integrated. So we have also some two kind of approach in the human resource planning. It's a soft approaches and hard approach. Let's see what is kind of approach. So soft HR planning. That's concerned with the formation of the mission, goals, objectives, and strategy. That means in the HR planning, we formulate the mission, our goals, the HR goals, the objectives, and strategy. And also the variables as the growth, product life cycle, competitive advantage, and HR development, which is all impact the human resources. So let's see the next one. Also, the soft HR plan involves the assessment of 4 categories. Like, so in the HR plan is very important. We define where the company is now. Define where it wants to be in the future, where we want to be. In the international market, for example, to get some new qualification. We're analyzing the external environment, the influence and trends, and formulating the plans to implement necessary changes. This is all about the planning, when we do formulate the plans for changes. What is about the hard approach in HR planning? It's concerned with the type of activities that, for example, the HR department will need to carry out in order to assess the appropriate level of human resource. What is actually? This is about when we recruit and hire the new people, when we appraise them, when we revert them. So here is given to you also examples like it involves the forecasting the number of employees that will be required in the future to support the demands. So very important in the HR plan, when we forecast the number of employees that we need for the future, we must forecast. When we analysis of how the current employees being utilized, that are they efficiently utilized throughout the organizations. And when we monitor and review reconciling the HR plans with the actual practice and facilitations. That means when we coordinate the HR plans with the actual practice in the organizations. This is hard HR planning, forecasting, analysis, and monitoring. The main important words you have to remember. When we forecast the number of employees, when we make some analysis of the current employees, and when we monitoring their actions, okay? So in the HR plan is 3 important actions: forecast, analysis, and the monitoring people. So also here we say that HR plan needs continuous readjustment because the goals of our organization is unstable and environment is uncertain. That means HR planning have to be flexible for any changes because the organization goals can be changed at any time, and also the external environment can affect the company's goals. So here it shows that the HR plan also includes such variables, the means like invention, new technology, some population changes, the resistance to change, consumer demands, the government intervention, the competition, new technologies, organization restriction, geographical location. That means all these kind of factors these all kind of factors will affect our HR planning, and our HR plan would be changed because of these factors. The population in the country, do you agree with me? If we have some changes, the consumer demand, for example, when we have some new technologies, all this will affect the HR planning. This just factors, the examples of the factors. Okay, next one. So how we can analyze the environment? Okay, here is given to the same, just for you to remind that like factors like political, economical, social, technology factors will affect the companies as well as legal and environment, and will affect the HR planning too. So to get the information about the changes, for example, we have some sources of those information. For example, if we have some changes in the social factors, if the social factor will affect the company, and about these changes, we can get information from like CIPD journals, like news media, like social trends. Here is given to you as examples employment gazettes, like local papers. If we have some demographic changes in the country, the information we can get from labor market quarterly. There's some special journals, the employment gazettes, the local council learning and skills councils. So some of you ask me what is census? Where is census of information? That means when you know census is when the government like make calculation of the population in the country. How many people we have, for example. Some political, when we have some changes in political and legislative, we can get from news media. Here is given to you as examples. Okay, some industrial relation review and reports, and some industrial law journals, and so on. This is all information based on the UK rules. Maybe in your country you have different journals and gazettes. So if you have some industrial technological changes, the information we can get from the employment digest journals, some financial times like employees association, trade association, and so on. And when we have some changes that affect the competitors, the changes inside the competitors, we can get from annual reports, which is published in the journals, and also talk to them. That means we can have some cooperation with competitors and get new information from them. Okay. So here is say that the HR planning is the plan which is attempts to forecast for about 5 years ahead. That means in the planning we have to forecast the employers, the number of employees for about 5 years ahead. So here is given to you the process of the human resource planning, how the process goes on. The first step in the HR planning is the statement of company objectives. We state the basic company objectives, which is covers the products, methods, and markets. From this, we derive to the demand of labor. What kind of people we need for supply of labor? We supply of labor. We produce the HR plan. And the HR plan must be also include the feedback. This is very important because if the plan cannot be fulfilled, the company objectives may be modified. That means when we can get the feedback from the HR planning, we can see, do we need some changes in modification in our plan or no? So do you understand this process? So if you do so, let's see the human resource planning process. Here is just framework for you. So this is, previously we just talked in the theoretical, now you can see in the framework. First, we state the company objectives, right? Then we state the demand of the labor. How many people we need, what kind of people we need, when we need them, and where we can get these new people, right? Then we supply of labor. That means we are hiring the people. The present supply minus wages, external labor market, we can get a new people, the hire people from the external labor market. Also, changes in hours, productivity, and work conditions could be changed. The possible economic increase in supply of labor, use the part-time workers. Also, we can use the part-time workers, the supply of labor. And all the demand labor and the supply labor will affect our human resource planning. We can create our recruitment program and train and development program. Also important that we have to get feedback from our planning. Do we need any modification of the company objectives or no? So this is the framework of the planning process. So do you understand this framework? Any questions so far? If no, we can move. So in the human resource planning process, we have two main activities. It's a demand and the supply. What means demand? When we forecast the demand for the staff within the various corporative functions, that means it involves analyzing and determining the number of attributes. We analyze and determine what kind of people with which kind of knowledge, skills, and attitudes we need for. And supply, we ensuring that the forecast level of demand can be met. So here is very important when we have a balance between the supply and demand. Here we say that shortage of staff or skills, not able to meet the production and sales targets, idle machinery and profit will be reduced. That means when we don't have enough people with not enough qualified knowledge and skills. And surplus of staff, that means when we have, maybe we should cut the staffs, we have maybe we have we reward people very highly. Should we cost the wages? So before any forecasting, we have to make analysis of the existing workforce. So here is we have to forecast the right number of employees. We have two kinds of methods, some objective methods and subjective. For example, subjective is about the managerial judgment. That means when the managers, the top, like the managerial lines, they forecast, they plan how many people they need because they based on their past experiences and corporate plans. Okay, that means the top managers can plan how many number of people they need for the future. And objective methods, when we use some statistical method, like it depends on the new projected sales. Like we have some new projected projects in the company, that means we need like we have 3-4 new projects in the company. That means maybe we need to hire a new 3-4 employees. That's about the statistical. And work study is about the The pension hours need per unit of output. This kind of methods we use in the production, for example, in the fabrics. To produce 200 kind of goods, how many people we need. It also depends how many hours they work on the each input. Okay. So I think you do understand how we can make the forecasting of the future employees' numbers. The two methods. First is based on the manager skills. First on the managers' knowledge and the experience, they do forecast their own. And second one, based on statistical methods. Yes. Okay, let's see the next one. So here is given to you some range of methods to change the employee utilization. That means to increase the efficiency utilization of the employees. What we should do to increase that means to increase the employees' performance. For example, introducing new materials or equipment, some new technology, or introducing the changes in the work organization, such as quality circles, some anonymous work groups. That means we can create some teamworks under special projects, some job rotation, high performance teams. We can acquire some high qualified people with leadership skills like this. Job enlargement, participation of the people in different kinds of projects. Job enrichment, the organization development, introducing the change in the organization structure, such as we can centralize our company or decentralize. That means relocation of some parts of the organization. That means to relocate the departments of the organizations. When do we centralize the organization? That means we have different kind of departments. Maybe it's located in different countries. So when we centralize, we relocate in one place. We relocate all the departments in one place. When we decentralize, maybe we should change our company strategy, and some departments could be allocated in the different kind of geographical places. Okay. Also, new departmental boundaries, flexible project structures, the introduction of productivity schemes, bonus schemes, or other incentive schemes, like reward systems. Some encouraging greater staff flexibility and work interchangeability. Staff flexibility, that means that, for example, if you work on the sales project, you can be flexible, change on the marketing, marketing department. You can get a different kind of projects from different departments. You can run the different projects in the different fields. This is flexible, means you are very flexible in your knowledge and skills. Okay. The alternate times and periods of work, train and appraisal of staff. Of course, the training programs will influence the company's, the employees' efficiencies, the employees' performance efficiency, and also developing managers and use the performance managers. So it's also important because when we do develop the manager, they work very hard under the employees. So this is some range of methods that we can use to increase the utilization of our employees. That means to increase the employees' performances. Okay. Okay, some of you asked me about the centralization, decentralization. Yes, it affects the company's branch, for example, offices, branches. Some companies, for example, they can open a new department in different countries. For example, your company can open like or can move its sales department in a new country. This is decentralization, when you divide your departments in different locations. So, any questions so far? And centralization, when all your departments are located in one place, in one office, let's say. Altering, so I have some altering of time example. Altering is change the time schemes, change the time working conditions of the employees. Okay, so that's all. So let's see the next one. Not any questions so far? Let's see when we analyzing the current situation and when we projecting forward. When we analyze the current situation, when we analyze the existing employees. Okay. So to analyze the existing employees, we use the focus group technique, which is to provide such information as motivation employees. That means what motivates people. Job satisfaction. Are people satisfied under the conditions? We analyze the organization culture, the way that people manage, about the attitudes to minority groups and equality of opportunity. That means we analyze the minority groups if we have in the organizations. About the commitment to the organization and reasons for this. Are the people commit to the organization? Are they responsible? Are they are loyal to the organization? Okay, the clarity of business objectives. We clarify our business objectives, goal focus, and other behavior. Organizational issues and problems also. We can get the information, what kind of organization issues and problems we have from our staff. What can be done to improve the employees' conditions, the work conditions, and organizational strengths to build on. What we can do to build the organizational strengths. So the focus group technique is used to get this kind of information. And this all concerned about the analyze the existing employees. Okay, their let's say their needs and wants. Let's see the next one. What is about current and projected employee number and skills? Here is to say that to gain an overview of current supply, the following facts may be analyzed either silently or in combination. So we have, very important, we have to analyze a number of employees classified by the functions, departments. How many people we have in each department. Occupation, job title, what the skills they have, what kind of qualifications they have, do they need the training programs, about the ages, what kind of ages are our staff, okay, the length of services, that means how long they work on the company, the performance appraisal results, and we have to analyze these factors to get the current projected employees numbers. So when we analyze the current employees, there's two things is very important. Two parts of analyzing is very important. About the analyze the staff leaving, and about the analysis of the internal movements. Staff leaving, when the people goes out from the company, if we fire or they leave the companies. And the internal movement, that means when the people move inside the company between the different departments, for example, or they have some career ladder, they move from the standard manager to some senior manager. So it's very important when we do analysis between the movements inside the company. So here is given to you some methods of analyzing the staff leaving, like annual labor turnover index, stability index, the whole cohort analysis, half-life, census method, and the retention profile methods. About these methods, you can get information in the ebook that I provide you, the page 63. Because this method has some formulas. If you would like to know what these formulas, you can get from the books. Just a moment, I want to give you information. The ebook for HRM I will give you, look at page 63. So you have to read your own. Read about the methods of leaving people. Okay? And there you can find the formulas that HR manager use in the activities. So page 63. So actually our time is already passively. So actually we haven't finished our topic. We have some few slides. So let's finish it on the next session. So we stop on the methods of analyzing the staff leaving. So first, please read about these methods, and we are going to discuss about these methods on the next session, okay? And also, I'm going to send you some case study to read for homework. I will email you after the class, okay? So, so that's all for today. So we leave some few slides. We can finish on the next session. But you have to read about the methods of analyzing the staff leaving, okay? So any questions so far? So on the next class we do some practical work, okay? Because it's a lot of theoretical things you have done for today, and we have to practice on them. So on the next session, we will give you some case study, and we are going to practice. I give you some questions, and you have to answer for those questions, okay? So that's all. So the recording of today's classes and the last class, you should find that. I think the web administrator have to provide you. I asked them to manage it, to provide you the recordings about the classes, okay? Let me ask the web administration first. They have to provide you the YouTube recordings after each classes, okay? So that's all for today. Thank you very much for doing the classes. I hope you are joined it and you do understand. If you don't understand some things, just email me. Don't hesitate, I would help you. The next class would be more practical classes, so be prepared for that one. So thanks a lot and goodbye. See you in the next session.